Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Priceless Conversation. My name is Emmanuel, your host on this podcast, and I want to welcome you once again. Last week we hosted Banakin, Barnabas Akinola, yes, yeah, and we talked about navigation, how to navigate the whole new year from the pressures of having to figure out the year. Now, today we'll be doing something more intentional, something more beautiful, is that we are going beyond navigation to something that is very, 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 very important to the life of every student, creative, entrepreneur, whoever you are, that you have desires for purposeful living. Yeah. And before I tell you what we'll be doing today, let me introduce our guests. Today I have the singular honor to have our brother, a customer, a friend. His name is Damilare, is my namesake. Please introduce yourself.
All right. Good day, everyone. I am Damilare Fashino, popularly known as Damilare Tayo, and it is an honor to be here with my Oga. Is my Oga very, very brain-filled, purpose person, Mr. Emmanuel, on another episode of Priceless Conversations. It's an honor.
All right. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
All right. Before we go into today's talk, have you ever been asked about your values before? Have you ever been faced with any person asking you that, okay, what are your values in life?
Yes, myself.
Wow. Wow. So it was not an external question.
No, it was not an external question, so to say. It was more. It was a question that came when I realized that something must guide a man. Something must, you must operate life on the playbook, because when you see very well grounded persons, they are not grounded by, I know society will put it as, okay, don't be ruled by what people will say, but those that are not really ruled by what people will say are those that are ruled by something that they are saying to themselves. So from observation, that question had to come by, okay, if these people have something ruling them, then what is ruling me? And that is where that question came. And the person who really sponsored that observation, I would say, is my mentor, so to say, Fortune Namdi. I saw that this man is a really grounded person. He's not moved by bluffs, or it's just what he wants to do when he wants to do it. But what is guiding this person? Okay, when I figured out what was guiding this person, I had to ask myself, what is guiding you?
Wow, thank you. All right, so with that being said, I want to believe that you have an idea of what today's conversation is on, okay? Our conversation today is on identity and values, all right? So it is not just, we are not just considering going on in the year without dealing with the core, your identity and the values that you uphold, all right? So that is what we'll be discussing today. So tell us, as a student, what is your identity apart from your students? Like, what do people see you as, aside from being a student?
I like to think that I'm many things to many persons.
Okay.
And to myself, I love to believe that I'm a work in progress. So I would, aside from being a student, I'll talk about what I do for work.
Okay.
I'm basically a communication specialist, meaning I work B2B with businesses on refining their messaging to help them, speak clarity to their audience on what they do, how they do it, to attract better clients and all that. So people see me, okay, you are in the communication line, public speaking, marketing, sales. I'm that aside from school. To some, I'm a writer.
Okay.
To some, I'm a role model.
Okay.
And it's scary, so to say. And many would even say that they consider me a mentor. So aside just being a student, I love to just see that, okay, when it comes to identity on outside the world of books and academics, I'm many things to many persons. So that's...
Wow, beautiful. Okay, so if you are these two, what you meant is that what you add to this particular person is different from your identity to this particular person. Oh wow, beautiful. All right. Being someone that has his own values, have you ever struggled with identity crisis before?
A lot.
Wow, wow. Share your experience.
When it comes to when I saw the topic of this conversation today,
Okay.
I laughed and I smiled, and I was first like, well, what exactly is God trying to? Because I like to think that identity crisis is me or was me, and I am identity crisis.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
starting out here, I was what looked great to a couple of persons. So it was not like, okay, this is who I want to be. And the fact that I'm multifaceted as a person, it has made it even more challenging. Okay, this day I can perform very well as a musician. Tomorrow I can
you're
be
into
good as
music too?
I love music.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
tomorrow I can be seen as a writer. Next tomorrow, public speaker. So the ability to wear different caps now made it hard to say, okay, who are you at your core? So identity crisis was me, so to say. And when you now come from a Christian family where everybody wants you to be a pastor, and today you are having the urge that, I want to put on studs. Okay, but if I wear studs to church, we they like it. Okay, so when I'm in church, I would not use studs. So I struggled a lot with being without a shell. I was always walking around with a shell. So if I'm to start stating stories now where I've had to deal with identity crisis a lot, it will be a lot. Because growing up till this very moment, it has been, I think I would say I won on identity late last year.
Wow.
Where I could confidently say that, okay, this is who I am without giving a damn what anybody thinks about it. That, okay, I am just this. But up till last year, 2024, I was what everybody needed me to be part-time.
So you were like Amoeba.
Chameleon.
Okay, chameleon. All right. So when someone needs you to be this,
I'm that.
Wow, beautiful. How about comparison? Have you ever had any reason to compare yourself with somebody, probably someone doing well in your field, and you are not yet doing well as the person?
Yes, I have.
Okay, can you share one of such experiences?
Okay, the thing about identity crisis is it shows in everything you do. There's something my mentor would tell me, that how you do one thing determines how you do everything. So if we are doing the same thing together, and I have identity crisis, and you are so sure about who you are, your rate of success is going to be faster than mine. Because you are working with more grounded values, you are working with more grounded belief system. But I am doubting my step every step of the way. I'm doubting myself. So I would share the experience when I worked at Salad Masters. That is in Lagos. It's a brand that sells cookwares, but not your regular type of cookwares. It's cookwares infused into the health system. So I was working there as a closer, a sales representative, so to say. And it was in the depth of my self-disbelief, low self-esteem. Everything was weaved around me. So you're telling me to sell a kettle for 800k? Yes. Kettle.
Wow.
And I was seeing people get these things done.
Wow.
They saw that I
like
had
the normal kettle.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a normal kettle but made with like different materials. They are kind of pots now, for instance, where we call cookwares. You can't have a issue of your food getting stuck to the pot. Where we'll have to use spoon in this aluminium pot. If you have such scenarios, you just have to put water for 5 to 10 minutes to lift up by itself.
Wow.
So those kind of, and I was looking at senior sales leaders do it. They were closing deals 5 million, 3 million.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, if you sell this kettle, you have 10%, 15% commission. So I was like, okay, if I sell this thing like this, now you're telling me that I will take home 150k.
Okay.
It was doable.
Okay.
But that was when I realized that more than what you are saying outside, what happens inside matters a lot. So I was getting the leads, I was going for the presentation of the cookwares, but the sales were not coming. It was at that point I read this How to Sell by Brian Tracy. I was doing a lot of things, more like I was busy. So that led to the comparison of this guy is doing it, what's happening to me? But it was over time I realized that what they were driving on was different from what I was driving on. And that was what was, I mean, I had issues with how I looked.
So wait. Let's zoom in.
Okay.
Like what part of you was affecting you that?
On how I look?
Yes.
For a very long time. I mean very long time. I'm talking
like
about.
You're very handsome.
I mean, but for a very long time, I'm talking about to mid 2024. I wish I was taller. You don't want to know what my growing up was like. I feel really embarrassed to say this right now, but I mean, it's something I laugh about now. But I was the kind of guy then that would approach a girl in secondary school, so to say, and if she turns me down, I'll be like, is it because I'm short?
Wow.
I wasn't saying this to myself. I was legit asking her.
Okay. Really?
Like
you
was
it out.
voicing it out.
Wow.
Because I just felt that.
Wow.
You know, it goes to show at who you were mirroring. Who I was mirroring at that time was not the kind of person I wanted to be like. And I looked so much like this person. So, you know, the moment you are looking at a mirror and that mirror is faulty, you take the fault of that mirror to yourself. So if this person is short and this person's life is like this, it means that, okay, this is what people are seeing. So that affected my self-esteem and everything growing up. So, okay, the taller guys are the ones making the sales. It's a height issue.
Okay.
The clients don't like me when they look at me. And over time, I now got to understand that people see subconsciously, I mean, it's a word of frequency. People see you the way you see yourself without knowing that is how you see yourself. So if you like yourself, by virtue of you liking yourself, the energy you give to me, I just see that I like this guy. And it's all stemming from the point of you liking yourself first.
And the way I carried
myself.
Wow. Beautiful. All right. So you mentioned that at a point in time last year, till late last year, you were still battling all of these internal conflicts. Okay. So what was that definite thing that happened that helped you switch camp?
I wouldn't say it was a thing.
Okay.
It was compounding.
Okay.
First off, I have to make a shout out to my sisters, especially my older sister. She has a way, I wouldn't say hard, she has a way of loving me loudly.
Wow.
So for a long period of time, I was borrowing from her love. There was no self-love. So I was borrowing from her love. Okay, if this person likes me this much, there has to be something she's saying. So there were scenarios where we had conversations of, if I was not your brother, would you still say all these things? And she goes like, yes, definitely, and all that. And there's something success does to you that getting, no matter how little the success is, getting it helps you see a different dimension of yourself. So in the process of doing that, one of the core things I realized was women don't have spec. They don't. They don't.
Okay.
And the thought of that, just because you would be with a woman at this moment and you'll be thinking that, okay, the reason she said no to you was because you are not her spec, you are not her. And then you see the next guy she's with and you'll be like, what did this guy say to her? So that kind of thing, it took me away from the performative look of, okay, you just have to be the certain way to, if she says no or if anybody rejects you, it's on them, not you. It's more of a them problem, not a you problem. And acceptance too was a very fundamental part of my fighting the self-esteem. Acceptance based on the fact that if you ask 10 women to tell you their spec, they will tell you tall, dark,
and handsome.
So the question is, where did the fair guys fall?
The short one.
or the short ones. But how come the short guys and the fair guys are still having wives? They're still getting married. So you just know that it's not real.
Okay.
So all those things put together now made me realize that, okay, most of the things that have been giving you self-esteem issues were not real. They were just created illusions that blocked the impact of yourself. And so when I now look at myself in the mirror and I'll be like, what have I been seeing? How come I've not been seeing all these things?
Wow.
So that's why I said it's not a one, it was.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned the limitations you got at your place of work then because of the self-esteem and comparison. Then you mentioned woman matter.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, good. But as a student, as low self-esteem has ever affected you, maybe impacting your academics?
Yes, it did. A lot. It did up to my 300 level.
Really? How?
The reason I'm not going to be graduating with a first class is because of low self-esteem.
How?
Because I felt that academically, something happened in my secondary school.
Okay.
And that is why I fundamentally have issues with constant change of teachers. I was one of the top students in my primary when it comes to maths.
Okay.
But I was a really playful boy. But since I had that photographic memory, I could read a night to exam. Even teachers would be like, don't mind him. Oh. So I took that into secondary school. And it was working for me in every other subject except maths.
Okay.
So the first result I had in secondary school was a 20/60 in maths. And that shook my, like, this is not me. My mom was like, I mean, our parents are not living life twice. It's their first time as well. So my mom was like, you're not playing. And I could not explain to her that it's not play. It's just that I took the same playbook. And that is why there's something that you've really spoken about on your status before that is true. And you said it in your book as well, because I know you share excerpts in your book, A Better Way to Die. You said the activities that got you to a certain point of success might not be enough to keep you in that point of success. I took the same playbook from primary school to secondary school, and it wasn't working. The first person that realized it was my then maths teacher, Mr. Enowa, and he was like, the problem is, if you leave maths will leave you. What you are doing is, you practice in class, you do the assignment, and you are abandoning that topic till exam. So you meet it in exam and you're like, I know it, but I cannot solve it without the book. So that happened when I was about to start getting changes. Mr. Enowa was not there anymore. The next person I was going to like as a teacher was Ms. Stockbird, GSS3. So that happened. The gaps were happening till I got into university. And I just felt that I wasn't good in maths. So no matter how simple the equation being solved is, I tell myself, I'm not good in maths.
And once you already say that, your brain shuts down.
So my friends are teaching me this thing, and I'm like, they can see the terror on my face that I am scared to teach. And I have a friend in Oluwa, she'll be like, this thing it's not hard. But I did not realize that until it's not even 300 level, 500 level.
Wow.
When I was practicing one equation and I was like, maths will love actually. It's not that hard. It's just that you need to practice and practice. I mean, I like talking subjects where I can just have an idea and I'll cook for the lecturer. So that esteem issue academically affected my result as a student. The brilliant ones are reading. I thought brilliant, let's just do what I want to do and get out. And that was why I told my mom going into the university that don't expect first class. I promise you I will not join cults and I will keep that promise. So another way it affected me was I started public speaking, debating and all in 300 level. And people who know me now usually tell me I wish you started earlier.
Wow.
But you want to tell me to climb stage in 100 level to go and do what? Because is it the person that is still having the battle of I don't like the way I look that you will now tell to go and climb stage in 100 level? So I did a lot of things late in the 5-year span that I had on campus. I knew people that started the moment they got into school that have built a community around what they do. So when I look back now and I reflect, I just tell myself that, okay, it's rather late than never. esteem has affected you to this point, but it doesn't mean it has to affect you moving forward. So it affects as a student as well.
Wow, wow. All right, thank you very much for that. The reason why I had to ask that is because of our audience who probably are students, any of our audience that is students and that is battling with that.
Identity.
Okay. So now, have you ever been pressured to be who you are not?
A lot.
Wow. Okay. Okay, give us one of such examples.
I will give a very controversial one because one of my core values now is self-respect.
Okay.
And let me speak pidgin. People will whine you, they go to whine you.
Okay.
It takes a lot of self-respect to be able to call people's bluff. You can be pressured indirectly or directly. When you have a laid out boundary and someone is intentionally overriding it, that's a kind of pressure. And it's going to take self-esteem to say that
No,
I'm not doing it. But now let me now answer the question directly. The point where I've been pressured to be who I'm not is one of my core traits is I do not move with a woman that has a man.
Okay.
No matter how much I seem to like you, the moment I realize that you have a man or you're in a relationship, cut. And now the pressure there was like, I've been discussing with this my guy. I like this girl. I was like, follow her now. And I finally did, and I realized that she was in a relationship. So I told him, and he was like,
and so
Shoti marry me. Let the best man win. And I was like, wow. He said a lot of things, did a lot of, made me see reason. You see, they can push you to the point where you like this person is not wrong,
no.
But I just had to like if the reverse was the case, I have another guy that will tell me that I don't play on another person's field so that I don't think they are playing on my field. So I had to tell him that if I go against this thing and I do this, I'm harming myself and I'm harming the lady or the guy in question. Because whatever will make me approach her and I run my things around her and she agrees, not when she agrees, not if she agrees, it is when she agrees, because I know she will. It is not going to be a matter of, okay, I won. I actually lost because I won't trust her. Because if you could leave this person for me, what's to say you won't leave me for someone else? So that has been the most vivid experience of me being pressured to be who I am not, that luckily I was able to overcome.
Okay. So you mentioned one part that I want us to zoom into. Yeah. Okay. You said that you have a core value that you don't approach a lady that has a guy already. All right. So aside from that, what other core values do you have that you're not shifting ground for?
That has to be integrity. And that has to, another one has to be mediocrity. I hate mediocrity a lot. And it comes from my battle with being average. My mentor told me something in 2022 that makes sense now. He said your purpose is either born from pain or from privilege. So you either pick a purpose from what you were able to enjoy and you want other people to enjoy as well, or you pick a purpose from what you suffered and you don't want other people to suffer. And that is why if you have a conversation with me for 5 to 10 minutes, one of the things I hate so much is when I see someone that can be so more doing so little. I'm like, what's stopping you? No matter where you find yourself, you can do big things from small places. So that is one core value that I have, that you cannot make excuses for me that there is something you want to be doing that you cannot be doing now. I will tell you, sachetalize your idea. And what I mean is the way these pure water sachets companies work. Like you just do your idea in bits and then grow from there. No matter how you want to tell me that you are constrained, you are limited, start from where you are. use what you have, do what you can now, and what you can do now will end up leading to what you want to do but you cannot do at the moment. So you grow from there.
Wow, wow, beautiful. All right. So, starting from doing like doing what you can do now, yeah. Now, from the POV of a student, yeah, let's shift ground a little from values to influence. Yeah. Now, as a student, as an undergraduate, I want to intentionally influence people around me. And I am not a leader. I'm not in the student union government. I'm not a leader in my fellowship. How can I be intentional with influencing people?
Lead yourself.
Hmm. How?
I say something a lot that you don't need a position to be in an office, or you don't need to be in an
Yeah,
office
okay.
to do something. You need to be doing something to be in an office.
Okay.
And a lot of government positions so far, that is where they have things wrong. They have people that started doing something because they are in an office, or people that are doing something because they want to be in an office. And that is why you realize that the moment they are finally in that office, it stops. So as a student that wants to influence, lead yourself first. What do you want to influence people on? What is that? You are driving a community now without being in any governmental positions. But wherever you hear Priceless Tribe, I posted about this podcast series on my status, and I had about 2 people saying, "Oh, Priceless, that's great, that's great." It means there are people that are hearing about the tribe, that are hearing about the community without you being in any governmental position now. But it started by you leading yourself. Do you believe in the idea enough? If you tell yourself that, okay, I believe in Priceless Tribe, even when you are still the only person in the tribe, before you know, 1 or 2 persons, she's here now, she's here. 1 or 2 persons will say, okay, I like this idea, I want to be a part of it. And from there, by virtue of, if you do for a long time, the world will adjust. So as a student, just start. Do you want to lead people in faith-based movements? Name your influence and start. Even though it is just you, print that shirt, wear that cap, talk about it every day on your status, share it with trusted friends. Before you know it, becomes an idea of 1, it becomes an idea of 2, it becomes an idea of 4. And the moment you start being a clique, people love to belong. And it's going to be that, who are those 4 guys? I like them. How can I be a part of them? Okay, you welcome them in. Before you know, you are a community of 50. You are a community of 100. Then even the student union government now sees your community as a force to reckon with and wants to collaborate with you. So you don't really need position. I see people, I've discussed with a lot of students that when they want to talk about influence, say, so I want to run for. Do you love politics?
Okay.
No. So why are you running? Except you want to. I am currently the departmental president of my department. And after trying it, I just told myself that, nah, politics is not for me. I want to be a politician's friend. Because my friends love politics currently. The current SCG president is my friend. So let me just move closer to these people. Even Jesus was not a politician, but he knew politicians. So let me be close to these people. But being in the system myself is not me. Because I don't have the strength of carrying banner. I don't have the strength of all that. You will tell me that I want to make change in an office and my fate is tied to people making a vote. So I think students can just lead yourself first and the world will adjust.
Wow. So if I get everything you are saying, you are trying to explain that influence begins with me.
Yes.
Okay. So if I can influence myself, if I can lead myself, then I can influence others. So it begins with me, then those in my immediate environment, they feel the fire of my conviction. Yeah. So whatever I'm convinced about myself, about what I do, the people around me will feel it first. Then from there to the outer. Wow. That's beautiful. It's looking like network market.
If I even I was about to say something like that the depth of and strength of your vision cannot be carried by it cannot.
Do you know what came to my mind? Dear visionary.
Hmm. It cannot.
Yeah.
So depending on how far that influence is even going to go, they are going to spread it. It's people that are going to spread it, not yourself. In fact, by the time people are done spreading, you will not be able to contain
The impact,
the
the
impact
influence.
they've expanded it to.
Wow.
There's limits to what you can
Mm-hmm.
do. Your job is just to interpret the vision or interpret the idea to people and let them sing
Carry
it.
on. Wow. All right. So to every of our viewers, to every of our audience, I want to believe that you've enjoyed this session so far. And for me as a person, I have learned a lot. Talking about influence, talking about identity. No, this young man here is loaded.
Hey, Joe.
He's loaded. He's loaded. And the side attraction when he spoke about overcoming self-esteem by doing what? Speaking to a lady. I want to believe someone jotted that. Yes. All right. So as we round off this session, do you have a word for our viewers, our audience concerning identity? Just something to round off this session.
Your vibe determines your tribe. That is one word I would love to leave with everybody. And what I mean by that, so that you can understand what you're running with, is it is okay to have role models, to have mentors, but nobody can do it the way you would. Your voice is particular to you. And if you allow that voice to speak out, you would see that there are 1,000 persons, there are 1,000,000 people, there are nations that are tuned to just that voice. And that is why you can have a lot of people do certain things and one person will just, that is why we have people travel to a particular church. So just there's a voice inside of you, just let it out. So just let that voice inside of you speak. I will tell the people I train for public speaking that there's a speaker inside of you, let it out. So I'll repeat the same thing here, that there's a voice inside of you that is particular to just you. Just let it out, let it shine. Let your light so shine before all men.
Oh man, a good way to end it. All right, thank you very, very, very much. Very much. Yeah.
Fine.
So with that round off thing, I would also say that no one can be you more than you. Yeah. No one can be you more than you. So it is just the best way to influence your world from wherever you are, even if you are a student, even if you are not a leader, is just to be you. Then lead yourself first, as he has said. Lead yourself first. Then the people around you will feel the conviction, the fire of your conviction. Then afterwards, it will spread. All right. So thank you very much for staying with us. And Damilare, thank you very much for honoring the invite. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And to every of our listeners and our viewers, thank you very much. It was such a honor. And behind the camera,
She wasn't expecting that.
behind the camera, we have our community lead, Adinike Rachel. Thank you very much for coming around. Thank you very much. Even if you don't want to show up in front of the camera, thank you. We love you and we value you. Ensure you click on the subscription icon and the bell icon so that you get notifications of our upcoming videos. Thank you very much. Ensure you subscribe, ensure you share, ensure you post to your friends because they should not miss these values. Bye bye.